Kathy and Nancy, what is so funny to me is we haven't talked about you two. You two were the worst teenagers. Like I carved this
Oh,
easy path. I never got in trouble, never broke
okay.
curfew, never got caught.
That
And
is
you
not
two
true.
got
That is not true.
brought home by the police, both of you.
I didn't get brought home by the police. I got followed. And fact check, Linda. You used to jump off the roof of our house.
But I didn't
to
get
sneak
caught.
out.
That's the difference. I didn't get caught.
I
And
also
Nancy did get brought home by the police.
Yeah, you,
Okay, I
Nancy, you
think
were the worst. You were the worst of all of us.
I didn't get brought home. They just had to pick me up.
I don't think that's better.
I mean, Nancy. Really,
one time.
that's hair splitting. All right, good luck out there, parents.
Yeah.
Welcome to Three Little Fishes. We're three sisters who grew up in the Midwest together, but have since spread across the country.
I live in Los Angeles.
I'm in Nashville.
And I live in Philadelphia. We are all married with children, have all had careers, but now we stay at home with our families.
Join us as we share secrets and stories about being women, wives, and mothers.
We welcome you to laugh along, learn something new, reach out, and join our conversation.
So let's jump in.
What's up, fishes?
What's up, fishes?
What's up? Good to see you.
For those who can see me, I'm wearing my Dodger hat because if you know, we won the World Series over the weekend, beating the Toronto Blue Jays. And the series, honestly, was incredible. It was the best of seven. And I don't typically watch baseball on TV like this, but it was so good, I could not watch it.
Yeah, I agree, Nancy. I thought it was great.
And in fact, I was supposed to go out to dinner with a handful of girlfriends. I love these women. And one of them was like, you guys, I don't want to go out to dinner. Can you just come to my house and let's watch the game? So it was all these women like screaming at the TV, watching
That's awesome.
watching the World
fun.
Series. It was actually hilarious. And then in commercial breaks, talking about like, you know,
Pitches
girl
and
things
stuff.
and like all the things, our teens, like whatever it was. But it was hilarious to me.
Oh, that's fun. Congratulations, LA. Yeah, I didn't watch that. I did go out to dinner though. I didn't have a dog in the fight. So I went out to dinner. We got invited by some friends in the area. Our old next door neighbors belong to this like social club downtown called the Soho House, which does have like this national presence. And you have to have like this special code to get in. And then you check in at the front desk and they like double check that you're allowed to be in there. And it's like got a very like fun,
exclusive,
chic, sort of comfortable vibe. The food was great. We sat outside. The pool was heated and steamy. And I mean,
did you
it
get
was
in?
fun.
Did you actually swim?
No, but we could have.
Let me put down my bag and I'll just take a dip.
Yeah,
I'm all dressed up and I have my suit on underneath.
No, but you know what's so funny is even though
it's the Soho House, you don't have to have a suit. Just go in. Who cares?
I mean, honestly, it's for being an exclusive social club. It was very casual. Everyone was super nice, but I mean, it's sort of interesting. And we toured around a little bit. They have this huge workout area. They have their own theater where they had just shown a movie and they had like little bags of popcorn they were like giving out. And I mean, it's kind of cool. I don't know.
It sounds cool. It's like I picture myself outside, like walking by with my nose against the window. What
Oh no,
goes
you
on
wouldn't
in
because
there?
you can't see in anywhere. Like it's all gated off. It's in this old factory. You can't even like get in the front door and there's nothing to see. It's like it's a hotel / social club. You wouldn't be able to put your nose up against it because it's so private. You wouldn't be able to see in. I don't even know how people know it's there.
I think that's pretty cool.
Fun.
It was fun. It was great. Dinner was great. Our friends treated us, which was super special and sweet. And yeah, it was fun. It was a fun night out. So,
Kathy, did you survive your Halloween party?
I survived. You know, as you know from last week, we had that water leak and I was all worried like everyone's going to be like, oh my God, what's happening in this house?
You mean from the bathroom, your bathroom water leak, that one?
Which like ran down to our kitchen and made a complete hole in our kitchen ceiling. So I did put the
Did a-
spider up with the web, and I think it camouflaged it. No one made a peep about it, and I was
Great.
thrilled because I was like,
You're welcome. I'm here. I'm
I
here
know.
for it.
Thanks.
Any other ideas?
Thanks,
I got
girls.
you.
I was stressed about it. I don't know why I even cared, but I was like, it's like you only have someone over a couple times a year, and it's like, of course,
Yeah.
the week you have somebody over, that happens. I mean, it's like,
Kathy, I love that you just said that. I don't know why I care. Of course you care.
well,
Right, Linda? Like, isn't that her vibe? She
I
cares
mean,
about
Kathy is, I mean, we've talked about this. You're a very specific, precise human. And when things
well,
go off track, it does frustrate you. So
I
I'm
mean,
glad that
I
you were
don't know
able to
why
roll
you
with
guys
it.
are laughing because you'd be the same way. You'd be the same.
Hmm.
I don't know what
Nancy,
you mean. I'm very
no.
laid back. I'm very laid back.
Don't even give me that. Yeah, no, it went pretty well though. I have to
I'm
say.
glad.
And
I'm glad.
Did they carve pumpkins?
we kept the
Yeah.
tradition. They carved the pumpkins. So
Good.
I was
Happy Halloween.
I was happy for
love
them because they
Yeah.
bonded.
Did Millie like lick up the scraps like I suggested so you wouldn't have to mop?
You know what? So I actually put her in her room when we had the party because I just didn't want her, bothering everybody. And then when she came out, she was like, "Oh my God, what's on the floor over here?" And she was like, yeah, she thought it was awesome.
Yeah, squash is delicious.
But they actually
for
were pretty
dogs.
neat compared to last year. I remember last year was a mess.
Did you get TP'd this year?
No. I mean, sadly, no. And I preface it by saying we have been TP'd by our neighbors for the last, I believe, 12 years. And it's
Aw.
just been a tradition. And our neighbors moved this year. And so, and their kids have grown up too, and they have a real job now. But now this year, our trees were
So
bare.
do you feel sad? You
I
look
do
sad.
kind of. I mean, is that ridiculous? I mean, who just to be TP? I mean,
Yeah, I know. You miss your neighbors. That's
yeah.
sad.
I mean, it was
is
sad.
This is something I never thought I would hear you say. Sadly, I didn't get TP'd.
I actually
Right.
think, though, I'm not going to say someone in my household might have TP'd somebody else, though. Just saying.
You're trying to carry it on with somebody else.
I think they
It's
did.
Halloween.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, today on the pod, we're going to be talking about hot topics, life with the teen, and what's for dinner. But before we get into it, I just want to ask you to please click the review button right now, wherever you're listening to your pod, and leave us a review so we can have some feedback. Okay, hot topics. So I know this has been talked about a lot, maybe last week, but we are still talking about it. Sydney Sweeney. So she was making all the headlines about the see-through dress that she wore to the Variety's Power of Women event in Beverly Hills, which I didn't realize it was a women's event until I actually looked it up. But what do we think? Are we for it, against it? Have no opinion?
I mean, she looked amazing. She's with other women. So I think, in some ways it's fine. But honestly, I don't want to see women. I don't want to see women's
I don't wanna
breasts
see
out
your
there. Like it
boobs.
was see-through. She has ginormous chest. It's distracting. So if you're trying to empower, I don't know.
I don't think we need to be seeing.
I don't
her
love it. I didn't
boobs.
love the look, but
So my first reaction was, dude, we know you have beautiful breasts. I'm envious. I wish I had the same.
no, they're
I don't
too
know if
big.
I need to see. I don't know if I need to see it though. But then I rethought about it, and I'm like, well, you're a young woman. You're an adult. You are empowered. You're at this women's event, and if you feel good, you look beautiful, and if this is what you want to do, I think you should be able to do it. So I think go.
Yeah,
Yay
you
for
do
you.
you.
You do you, and you live how you want. So I did think she looked gorgeous.
Do you guys like her haircut?
Beautiful.
Nobody could see your haircut.
I don't know if anybody's paying attention to her haircut.
I liked her hair. I thought she looked beautiful. I just think it was just a little too much for me. I cover those girls up.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jonathan Bailey,
Love
just made the
him.
cover
Oh, yeah.
of People's Sexiest Man of the Year. So I like him. He's in Wicked.
Mhm.
He plays the prince.
Yeah, but he was the
He's,
oldest brother in Bridgerton also, which he was
it's,
adorable in.
Oh my
no.
gosh, he
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I just am
See,
connecting that.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
beautiful. I
right.
like him.
Yeah.
yeah. He's a multi-talented person, and he is
I did
adorable.
send a text to Sarah and Sabrina to ask, like, do the youth college kids care about People's Sexiest Man? Like it used to be this big thing to make that
Yeah.
cover. And Sarah was
Oh.
like, I don't think for my age bracket, no.
She's
I
like,
don't think
what is that?
It doesn't surprise me.
um, but anyway, so I guess it's a little, nod to
Passe.
him that he's
Mhm.
like getting a little press.
Yeah,
But
he's a cutie patootie.
okay.
Yeah, he is.
And
Well,
then the other thing that kind of caught my eye this week was Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell have teenage girls. And Dax Shepard was talking about how he and Kristen let their girls speak to them any way they want. They can cuss in front of them. They can it may come off as disrespectful sometimes when they're in public of how they communicate with the parents. And he's like, you know what, listen, we decided we wanted them to grow up and speak their mind and not be shy to communicate with us in any way because they're women, they're going to grow up to be women. And I want them to be empowered to be able to take care of themselves and talk to anybody and not take any flack from anybody.
I don't understand why he's like drawing a line between those two things. Like being respected is also being respectful. So I don't understand. I don't understand. I do not agree with that delineation at all. It's, to be respected also requires a little bit of self control
Yeah.
and grace. I mean, you fly off the handle and swear at people, people shut down. They don't talk to you and you don't get respect. So I think he's encouraging the opposite, in my opinion.
I've actually talked to my husband about this too because he sometimes gets in it with my boys. And, sometimes, there is some yelling back and forth. And it's like,
I don't know anything about that.
the
That's
point
I
only
don't
happens
is
in
either.
your house, I'm sure.
you have to have respect on both sides. And that, I think you definitely have to respect your parents and your elders, but you also have to respect, their point of view. And it goes both ways. And I think sometimes it's hard to balance.
Emotions are hard, right? And regulating the emotions. And I'm guilty of it sometimes too. Like Riley or Johanna will be like, "Mom, you're yelling." I'm like, "I'm not yelling. I'm talking to you
I
direct. I'm
know
being direct."
the temperature gets high.
And Riley will be like, it sounds like yelling. If I were to do that, you would get mad at me,
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think it's very difficult to learn to regulate emotions. And I certainly don't want my kids to speak to me in a manner that I feel like that they don't respect what's coming out of my mouth or me, because there is a hierarchy.
Yeah.
So
They're at the
I
bottom
thought
of
it was
the totem
interesting.
pole.
Which leads us into, life with teens. Let's jump in.
I mean, to me, I'm almost out of this. But if I was talking to somebody who has like a preteen or early young teen, my advice to the parents would be, as a couple, sit down and talk about your teen experience and what went well and what you wish your parents would have done differently and what are your hot buttons, so that and figure out a game plan together. Like, how are we going to handle this? How are we going to handle curfew? How are we going to handle money? How are we going to handle when stuff gets crazy? Because it will get crazy. And if you can talk it out before it even happens and get a game plan together and you can be on the same page, I think it makes life easier when stuff happens because you've already kind of hashed it out. And even if it gets in the back of your mind and you don't have to use it for a couple of years, you already kind of know what is important to your spouse or your partner. So when it comes up, you can deal with it in a like effective way.
I think that's hard, right, Kathy? Do you find that that's hard? I think that Tim calls me out sometimes because I don't mean to, but I think sometimes, particularly when it comes to school and the school workload, I sometimes project my experience onto the kids, which I don't mean to do. And he'll call me out sometimes. He's like, "They're not you. This isn't. They're not having the same experiences that you're having."
Right.
Do you ever find you doing that, or Linda, did you
Well,
do that?
I think, these
I think
kids have a
everybody
lot going
does.
on. And I think even more so now, I mean, everybody's had the hormones, right? Everybody's had the academic stress, the peer pressure, too, as well. But we didn't have social media growing up. And I think
Yeah.
that adds a whole nother layer of stress to them, just how they're perceived and what they're going to say. And I mean, I feel for them, but I think I always put a lot of stress on myself academically. So I'm always like, when my kids are not doing well, like at our school posts their grades, like even for a test they take, we'll see what it is immediately when
Yeah.
it's graded,
Yeah.
and then I'll be like, what happened here? And I'll respond. And like this happened last week actually. My son was like, "Mom, why are you jumping all over my you know what? I wasn't even there for half of it. I have to make it up. Like, stop overreacting." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, you know, but like, I think, we just want them to do so well that sometimes we forget, like, hey, you need to take a step back and see, is that all the information? Did you like screw that up, or was there more to it? And
Well, I have the two parts to this. Like, one part is that should we know play by play how they're doing? I don't think it's healthy for them, and I don't think it's healthy for us. Like, I don't know if it's fair to know every single grade that they're getting. And I think that for us in our school system started happening when COVID hit and when everything was
mm,
on the computer. And that
Mhm.
it's so
I mean,
I don't know if that's great for any of us.
yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, I think, like in this instance, I was totally in the wrong that I jumped on him for like I shouldn't have. And I think we need to give them a little grace and be like, hey, what's going on? But I do think it's nice that we do know kind of how they're doing all along. So we're not surprised at the end when, oh my gosh, what happened here? Like, you fell off the wagon there. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, I guess that leads me to the next
mm,
question of, we go from we're transitioning from being their manager to their personal assistant, right? Like of kind of like stepping down and being so invested. And I think I don't know, Linda or Kathy, how you guys are handling this, but I think I am a little bit I hang on tight. It's a running joke in this house that I hang on tight for sure.
no way.
But
No way.
you know But, one of my kids is a junior in high school and he's getting older. And like, I have to start letting go of the reins some and becoming an assistant, not the manager. And it's a difficult transition, I think, for both parties. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, my son now is a junior as well, and he also wants to be an athlete in college. And I'm always like on him about not only academically, but then what are we doing with him with athletics? And he's like, Mom, I have this. Like, just let me deal with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? There's a lot going on. And so I think
Yeah.
there is some point you just have to say, okay, you know what you're doing, and it's just going to work out the way it's going to work out, I guess.
I think, if I was a parent listening to this, the teen years are about 10 years of your life. So the arc, you start out with someone who's young, a preteen or whatever, and you get them prepped for the last couple years, which are high school and the beginning of college. And each year you do have to let go of control. And if it means they fall down and they have to pick themselves up, you have to let them, because there is a point where aren't you don't know all the stuff, and you don't need to know all the stuff, and you shouldn't, because that's part of growth too. So if you want this complete adult human, you have to like deal with your own anxieties and let it go eventually. So somehow you and your spouse and your family unit have to set yourselves up for success to let them fly and do their own thing. You can be a safety net, but it's not really your show anymore. So it's hard. It's really hard, but you have to set yourself up. And I would say you set yourself up when you're young, the kids are younger, by establishing some patterns of communication and establishing some boundaries and establishing like some family time and little one-on-one dates that you have with your teen or your preteen, so that you keep that in perpetuity, so that you can keep the communication open, because that's, I think, what
Yeah, I
gets
mean,
you through.
communication with these kids is key. I mean,
It's
I
key.
constantly I try not to hover over him. I really don't. I just every now and then I check in. If I see I mean, I checked in with that grade because it was like not the norm that he normally
Yeah.
does, which made me concerned.
Yeah. It was like a
I
little
mean,
flag that went
it
up.
was like a
Yeah.
major flag and I was like, what's going
Yeah.
on there? Um, but yeah, I think I agree with you. You have to let them kind of do their own thing and let them fly.
It is really hard.
Do
Yeah.
you feel like your teen is the barometer of your house, like sets the tone? I sometimes feel like if
Like,
if my teen is in a mood or something is not going well, we are all paying the price for it. And I like step around like on eggshells, like I want to be here for support, trying to let you manage it, but don't give direct eye contact. Like I am just like, ay. And like, the other night or last night, he was in such a good mood. The house was in a good mood. And again, I didn't want to rock the boat. I didn't ask any questions. Why
yeah,
are you in such a good mood? What was your
right,
day like?
right.
I just was just trying
Yeah,
to ride the wave. And it feels so foreign to me because I am such a processor.
you
But it's just
are.
like I'm trying to
Yeah.
say, don't talk, no no eye contact.
That's
Like
funny.
it's
No,
When I
I think
had
they
all three
do.
in high school, like, I remember that, like, we would have times where we would just be like, "Oh my gosh, don't look at her. Don't look at her." Like, we would be terrified that, like, we would be, assaulted verbally by this, like, hormonal person. Yeah, I mean, it's hard.
I mean,
There's,
I feel like we had a good day yesterday too, which is always fun when they're in a good mood and something great
yeah,
happened at school or sports or whatever. I think our child is more like we know something's bad when he just comes in and doesn't say a word and like goes straight up to his room. We're like, oh.
right,
So yeah, I
right.
think, those times you definitely need to check in and find out what's going on. I think,
I think the other thing,
I was just going to say, I had done some just Googling about this moodiness factor and like teens in general. And
yeah,
this one site, it was Clear Folk Academy, which I actually enjoyed reading about. They said that 83% of the kids report stress from school. It's
mhm,
school related because of grades and socially and stuff like that. So
mhm.
I think you just have to remember that they are stressed. I mean, their grades, they know their grades matter. So
Mhm.
you telling them all the time is probably not the best strategy.
But I would say I am gonna, like, say to people, they are stressed, they have a lot on their plate, and it's our job to help them come up with a toolkit to get them through these
Yes.
stressful times. So they
yeah,
need to figure out how to take care of their body, how to get the exercise, making sure they're getting sleep, making sure they're verbalizing and articulating their anxieties to you or someone else, so that they have the tools to manage all the stressors, and then they can take that toolbox with them to college and
yeah,
beyond. So it's our job to also give them words to express themselves. Like, if
Yeah.
they fly off the handle at you because they're stressed out about some test or some girl or some boy or whatever is happening, revisit that. How
Yeah.
could you have
Let
said
them
that
let them
differently
vent.
to me? Yeah.
They
How could you
need
have said that to me? I have some ideas, but you tell me. How could you have done that better? Let's
Right.
process this in a more calm manner so that their toolbox is full.
Yeah.
Mom used to say something to me that I have always kept in the back of my head, that she's just like, just you have the right to feel, your mood may make you not feel good for whatever reason, and you get to feel that, but you do not get to take it out on me. So if you can't say anything nice, or if you can't be around,
Yeah.
and not I'm not your punching bag. So you have to get in your own space and figure out how to work that out, and then we'll process it when you feel better. And I always thought that was such great advice
Mm-hmm.
to, let them feel it.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck, but you can't take it out on me.
Yeah. I
Right?
like that.
The other thing you just said is sleep. So
Yeah,
I don't think these
huge.
teenagers realize they still need sleep. I think the studies say they need 8 to 10 hours of sleep a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I would press that some of these kids are not getting that. And when you're not getting enough sleep, you don't handle anything well, because your body's even more stressed because it's tired.
I mean, sometimes my kids would come home from high school and take a nap.
Oh, yeah.
Like before like practice or whatever, or doing homework, whatever it is they were going to do. I
Yeah.
mean, they were exhausted all the time.
The other thing I also just want to mention is that, Kathy, you talked about social media, but these kids, like, we're training these kids with these computers in their hands all the time, that they're getting like these little dopamine hits all the
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
right? These posts, things that they're seeing, and each little hit, fires their dopamine, and they keep going. They want, the more dopamine they get, the more they want, which they always have their head down in a screen. And I just wonder, it's not healthy for them.
Right.
So I don't totally know what the answer is, because these screens are here.
I know.
But I think trying to find a way to help them identify that too much screen time, just like too much anything, is not healthy for your body or your brain. And we need to find balance is super important in life.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can't do this anymore because our kids are out of the house. But when they were younger, we did a month. Was it a month or was it 2 weeks of no TV and no screens when they were not at school? Like they could use their computers for homework, but we would shut it all down. And then we would pull out the cards and we'd pull out. And for the first couple days, they would be so grumpy and just like total assholes about it. And then by the end, they were like new kids and they were like, you know what? We love this.
I think
I mean,
everybody
Yeah.
should have to have no screens,
Yeah.
even adults.
I find Rich and I will watch TV and we're both on our phones playing a game and watching TV.
That's what my
together.
husband does. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you not
doing?
watching our show?
I honestly will confess, I sometimes do that too, but it usually is if it's intense. Like if something's bothering me and I'm trying to distract myself, I want to know what's going on. I don't want to walk away from it, but I also kind of want to be
Jeez.
distracting, which makes him insane, because he's like, you're supposed to have an emotion. That's the
Right.
point of TV and movies,
Yeah.
is to have some sort of emotion.
Well, I would say, to link this to our teen conversation is as you get to that last child, you've done it so much, you're like not as triggered anymore when they do crazy stuff or they stomp through the house or they slam something. I mean, it takes practice. And I think, you can't throw up your hands too much. It's like every time you have an experience with your teen that you feel like is challenging, it's a good time to like reflect back. Okay, how did we do? What should we do differently? Talk to them when you're calm, reflect. How could they do things differently? Because then you can all grow and get through it. And
Yeah.
hopefully, when you say goodbye to them and they go out the door as an adult, and I'm using air quotes, they're going to be
Right.
equipped for life because you have
And they'll want to
let
come
go.
back.
Yeah,
And they'll
you've
want to
let a
come
little
back. That's my
control go. I mean, I think that's the
Yeah.
hardest thing about raising teens is even when they're preteens, like there's so much going on in their little bodies and their heads and their hearts and everything, and trying to teach them how to navigate that. And by the time they leave and go off to college and, then hit their early 20s, it's just they're totally like different people. So it takes practice for mom and dad and them to figure out how to get through it. It's hard.
I often say to my oldest, you're my first one, so I'm going to make mistakes. I'm doing the best I can. I'm learning too.
You're going to make mistakes,
So
Nancy. It doesn't matter.
for sure. Oh, I'm making them gigantically, like police.
I don't think that's
I don't
true.
think you are.
All of your boys and all of your kids are wonderful. But if there's strategies that you can keep doing, like talking and being calm and revisiting and giving words and all that stuff. But I also would say, like, start as a preteen if you can, and have a date, just one-on-one with your child. And you don't have to make it an agenda. Just go have a date, go to the zoo, go to lunch, go shopping, do something with them and listen. Just listen. And if you do that year after year, you've built a bond that is really helpful. I think dates are great with your kids, one-on-one, like not a whole family event, just you and your child and your spouse and your child. It's huge, huge quality time.
Yeah, that's good advice. We are having a family outing this weekend, but we do try to like carve out for each of our kids one-on-one time. But I also think the family time is important, and we have universal tickets that we've had. When we bought them, we were able to get 2 days, and they're going to expire, so we have to use them.
Oh, that sounds
so
fun.
we're using our second day this weekend. And I told Tim, I feel like it's coming at a good time for everybody to just go and just have fun and just laugh and just ride the rides and do whatever.
I think another strategy is to always have like a couple of phrases in your back pocket. Like, one phrase that my kids have heard a lot is, you would never talk to your friends the way you just said something to me, or you would never treat your friends the way you just treated whomever in our house. And I think that always kind of like makes them stop in their tracks, because they don't think about it like that. You're the kicking bag, and that's not okay. Like, Dax, Shepard, Kristen Bell, you guys are doing it wrong. I mean, no. Yeah. So, one thing mom always did, and I did this too, and I think it did work, is you can feel and think all the things that you want about me and my rule and our rules here, but you can say them behind closed doors. Like, go to your room, pitch a fit, say whatever you want about me, be mad about whatever rule or boundary or whatever, but do it behind closed doors. Because when you come out, I expect you to talk nicely to me. Again, they're the Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell. Like, self-control is part of being an adult.
I just also wanted to just say one more thing before we put this to bed. Like, for us as the parents, like, we talk about the kids needing to get rest and sleep. I think as parents, I feel like we are in this, intense part of our life with like raising these kids. We also need decent, good sleep. So I think it's not just for the teen brain, it's also for the adult brain, the parent brain. We need to also make sure we're taking care of ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody needs to just remember to take care of themselves. Get the sleep, get the exercise, eat right, eat whole foods, do all the things that you're supposed to do.
It's a marathon raising these kids.
Okay, so we've talked about teens, but like, Kathy and Nancy, what is so funny to me is we haven't talked about you two. You two were the worst teenagers. Like, I carved this like easy path. I never got in trouble, never broke curfew, never got caught. And you two got brought home by the police, both of you.
I didn't get brought home by the police. I got followed. And fact check, Linda, you used to jump off the roof of our house.
But I didn't get caught. That's the difference. I didn't get caught.
I
And
also
Nancy did get brought home by the police.
Yeah, you.
Okay, I
Nancy, you
think
were
it-
the worst. You were the worst of all of us.
I didn't get brought home. They just had to pick me up.
I don't think that's better.
I mean, Nancy, I mean, really,
one time.
that's hair splitting. To all the parents out there, it's going to be okay that we all make it.
Would you think this would be funny now?
I hope that I would have some empathy.
Uh-huh.
I hope, but I hope I have some empathy. And, just what I
It's
always
hard.
keep saying, like, you're going to make mistakes and it's part of growing. I just don't want you to make a catastrophic mistake.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, is getting
Yeah,
brought home by
exactly.
the police catastrophic? No. I mean,
no,
yeah, it's all good.
no.
All right. Good luck out there,
It's-
parents.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
All right, y'all. What's for dinner?
So I made stuffed, we're going to put it in the show notes. I kind of like modified this thing from the Pioneer Woman. We did stuffed acorn squash I did ground turkey, and then I just did like a packet of like Uncle Ben's wild rice in there with some onions and peppers and stuff like that, and then baked it. And we had that for lunch. And then I used the leftovers for hash this morning, which my husband didn't love, but I really liked. And I just feel like every time I go to the grocery, I don't know. Yeah,
I could totally hear him too to be like, Lynn, I'm not, what is this?
He was not super impressed, but I loved it because I put a couple fried eggs on there with some Cholula. I thought it was delicious.
Peter might like
He
that.
kind of ate around it. But the reason I did that is it's healthy. We're trying to get more fiber and, vitamins. Squash is in season right now, so it's not expensive. Rice is not expensive. Everything at the grocery is so expensive. So that we stretched, for 2 meals with this very simple dish, and it was very flavorful. So I would recommend it if you guys like squash. Give it a try.
So you told me that you were going to do this for What's for Dinner, and I happened to do a spin on this last night.
Mm-hmm.
I did this, but I did it with spaghetti squash.
Yeah.
And I did Italian sausage, which I happen to have at home already, and white beans and spinach and tomatoes.
Yum.
And I thought it was delicious. Like Johanna in particular loved it. She loves spaghetti squash.
Mm-hmm.
Riley looked at it like I was giving him dog food at first and he wasn't sure what to do with it. So he ate the slowest I've ever seen him eat, but he did eat it. So I think everybody liked it enough.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Riley, but if he really didn't like it, he wouldn't have eaten it.
Yeah.
So the same. I was trying to get something to stretch and also to load some veggies, and I thought it was delicious.
I think it's very good, and you can sort of tweak it however you want. Like I said, I use ground turkey. You could use ground chicken. I think the recipe does call for Italian sausage, which I didn't happen to have.
Yeah, I should try it. Peter likes squash.
Happy eating.
Well, we want to thank you for listening to our podcast and letting us sisters jump into your day. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button. You can access our show notes and all of our podcasts, so please do that. Also, please share our podcast with other little fishes so we can grow. Have a wonderful fall weekend, sisters out.
Oh my gosh, Lynn, I forgot you used to jump off the roof.
Yeah, Linda.
But I never got caught, girls. That's the difference. I mean, ladies, come on. Don't get caught
Oh my
if you're going to
gosh.
do stuff.
Like it never happened.
Oh my gosh.